Hello and welcome back to the series. This is Chris. Once again, with another update for the crime analytics application. So, a lot of what you see looks the same as what was in my other video, but I really wanted to talk about the changes that I made and why I made those changes. So, starting with there's a few things that I had to do. So I noticed that every time that I redeploy my Terraform environment, I'm having to manually create the tables with the scripts, right? So in one of my other videos, or at least in the documentation, I know for a fact that I did have like a initialization script for the Docker containers, right? When I deploy them locally to test them and everything. But I wanted to have a more seamless way to update the tables in one spot, update the schema and tables in one spot without having to redefine them in like little SQL script files that I have up here. So what came to my mind was Lambda. So I'm able to create a migration Lambda that allows me to create my tables and add my call incident code definitions. Because at first I was going to create a process where I had, I don't know why I was thinking this. I was going to use the Bastion instance to, run some kind of command after it gets deployed, so I can initialize the database script. But I felt that was just overkill and not a best practice. So for right now, I'm just using a Lambda function, and I also made some updates to my Terraform project structure so that it's more organized as I build this thing out. So I have a separate module for the Bastion, and I'll also put my VPC in its own module. So anything related to that can just be exported and not exported, but referenced by other modules, because my main TF is getting quite long, and I don't really want to deal with that long term. So I'm just making it more cleaner. It looks shorter too because I have the front end also defined here. So that's the S3 bucket in a CloudFront resource that hosts the application. So very close to being done. I'm running a few more tests. So I have some data up to today, Saturday. The reason you don't see the data from the previous days, I know there was some that was from Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, but I did wipe the database out just for some testing. So right now I'm going to keep this up. Probably, if nothing happens, I will keep this up for another 48 hours just to make sure that the ETL ingestion process is working properly. And I'm also going to continue to update the crime definitions, and also assign a custom icon for the unknown incident. So yeah, the reason they're showing unknown because I don't have the formalized definition in there yet. So that's just showing a default question mark when that's not available. But so far, so good. I'm very excited. I will be also adding some blog posts to document the journey. But right now, I just want to make sure that this thing is all suitable, ready, and secure for the public. And another, might as well while I'm here. Another thing I wanted to talk about was my approach to creating the private RDS. So before I was in a public subnet just to access it from my computer, which is something I'm not doing anymore. So I'm using a Bastion instance. I'm using Session Manager to log in, access the database. I should have a session open right now. Looks like there's a connection timeout. I'm not going to log in again, but you can see that I made a query in the background to get that data. So yeah, that's one thing. So that's the Bastion TF. I added the RDS, so the RDS has its own subnet. So I wrote, a comment here showing that they have at a minimum two subnets for reliability. So it wasn't too many changes on there. I also had to turn off the public. Where's the flag for the public? So I had to turn that off, and then I also have to make sure it depended on the private resource. And then next thing I want to do is change that password. I just like how quickly I can access this password when I need to. But right now, it's pretty safe. Like I said, it's not publicly accessible. There's no IP address attached to it. And the only thing that's allowed to talk to it is my Lambda function. So if you look at, there's a security group. So I believe it's called RDS security group. We look for it. So the RDS security group, as you can see, it only allows the ingress from the anything within a Lambda security group. And the only thing in a Lambda security group are the Lambda functions that talk to the database. And then also the ingress for the Bastion instance, so it can talk to the database. So everything else is blocked, and it's overall quite secure. But again, that password will be changed into something that's more secure, since this will be a production and public application. Once again, thanks for tuning in to the update. I'll have some more on my next one. I'm just making this, documenting this to stay consistent and hold myself accountable to finishing a project from start to finish while building it in public at the same time. So thanks again for watching, and take care.